Hello and welcome back to Misery Loves Mandy. I'm so excited. Today is the first solo episode. What? I thought that you guys should get to know me more. We could work on jokes and embarrassing things I've been through. And as we go with these episodes, I want you guys to send in your embarrassing, miserable stories. I feel like social media and everything online is where people just put good things that happen to them. Here, not for that. We're not talking good things. Last week, I cleaned my belly button for the first time in a while because I noticed it was dirty. And then I thought, I don't know the last time I've cleaned my belly button. And I went to look it up and I thought, you know what? I don't think many people must clean their belly buttons. It's a forgotten hole, you know? It's like a dead end. Since there's no out, then this is what the internet says. Most people should clean their belly button once or twice a week as part of their regular hygiene routine. That says should. And I'm like, yeah, we should do a lot of things, you know. We should clean our sheets once a week too. Who's doing that? Then I went on Reddit and everyone says that they clean their belly button about once a week. Am I the only one not cleaning my belly button? Mike's here. Mike, say hi to everybody.
Hello, and you asking everyone not to judge you and then saying that is not fair.
Okay, when was the last time do you clean your belly button?
In the shower.
That's what Reddit says to do. Clean your belly button in the shower.
Yeah, I give my ass a swipe. I give my belly button a woohoo.
It's part of the routine?
Why wouldn't it be?
I'm the only one that doesn't clean their belly button.
How long or extensive of a process do you think it takes?
I didn't know what to do. I used a Q-tip and a little soap and water, and I got in there as if it was like a little Barbie house. And I cleaned it out, and I was like, I should probably do that more. And I just think the poor belly button, it was one thing that once brought us life. And now it's just a dirty old hole, just full of sticky stuff that we all know is cum. My belly button was full of cum and it was sealed shut. To be truthful, my belly button was sealed shut. I thought it was, I fluctuate. I'm a yo-yo dieter, so my belly button goes from open to closed depending on how much weight I'm at. And it started trying to open up and it was just like a sticky little spider web. And we got in there and it's clean. I'm confident. I have a clean computer, a clean belly button, and we're ready to go. You guys are already turned off because you're disgusting. The sheets, too. People are cleaning their sheets once a week. They call it a comforter for a reason. Am I right? We're moving on.
Sheets once a week is aggressive.
I think it's all aggressive. Who has time to be doing all of these things? Not me. Not me is the answer. So this week, if you guys live in Boston or Chicago and you want to see my cum-filled belly button, I'll be there. So come over, come in my belly button. I'll be there freezing my ass off, and I hope I see you guys there. I'm usually never terrified about traveling, but now I am. I've been doing all this research it's still safe to travel on a plane. And I'm not becoming a freak about it. I'm not gonna travel, but it is something that's usually I was 0% scared of flying. Now more than 0. But I saw online that Delta is offering $30,000 to anyone who was on the plane that flipped over. $30,000.
They can still sue, but it's just that here's $30,000. We fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, well, how did the CEO come up with this amount? They're just like in the boardroom, like, what's a number that says like, we didn't kill you. Like, you made it to your destination fine. So like, here you go. Just be happy for more. And I was trying to think, I was like, then also taxes. Are they taking taxes out of this? It's going to be like no money. First of all, say it was just the $30,000 flat. What can you buy with $30,000? Like a used Kia Rio with cloth seats, or like nothing. You can buy a shitty old car. Then after taxes, whatever the number is, it's not going to be enough money to cover the therapy or to cover the lawyer. I think that's actually why they made it so low.
I think it's literally just a nice thing to try and allow the people to get to the settlement. I think it's like, hey, we're going to try and settle this out of court. Don't go lawyer up and do all this crazy stuff. We're going to give you a good settlement real quick off the top. Like, here's 30 grand. Just be patient. Just be patient.
Yeah, just for the nice people.
And for the PR of trying to keep some people on planes and not
definitely
be demonized in the press.
Then are now people just on their plane like, ooh, I hope mine flips over. I could really use 30 grand.
Yeah, you just got done saying, what can you do with 30 grand? I'm over here like, Mandy?
30 grand isn't going to change anyone's life. I mean, everyone is broke in LA. Every comedian is broke. $30,000, amazing. Would love that. But for a plane to flip over, listen, I'm thinking I want $1 million because I'm going to have to Uber across the country for the rest of my life if I'm going to be on that plane. I'm going to need a lot of Ubers, and we're not talking shares. I don't even think they do Uber pools still? I feel like after the quarantine, after COVID, they got rid of Uber pool. Is it still a thing? If you don't know, Uber pool is what poor people would use to get around a city.
It looks like it is.
Still a thing. Well, that's what I'll be doing if I was in a plane that flipped over. No, thank you. I don't want either. I was thinking, okay, all of the things I take out of...
Oh, they call it Uber X Share. They rebranded Uber
Pool. Okay, Uber X Share.
And Reddit responded with, Uber can fuck themselves in the headline.
Trying to rebrand Uber Pool into the brand new Uber X Share. Not on my life will I ever accept any of these rides. What are people saying? Prediction, decline pool rides. Uber figures out you're declining and hides the fact that it is a pooled ride until a new request comes in and assigns it to you. So you could be in the car and then they add someone just randomly. I mean, isn't that how it always worked?
I don't know. Get a car.
Yeah, in LA, I don't know how people go carless. They could use that $30,000 Kia Rio, I'll tell you that much. My friend and I were talking about is like now, like people can clap when the plane lands. Because like before we'd all eye roll and be like, no, we're not doing this. We're not that happy we landed. And now everyone's like, we can laugh again. I definitely judged all of those people every time. I'm like, calm down. This is their job. Like it's like clapping every time you park your car at home.
We made it off the 405.
Woo! Although even though I do get very happy when I make it off a freeway in LA. Okay, so this has blown my mind. I want to know how many people did not know this. I posted it on my story and I got a bunch of responses. So I was like, I can't be alone. So I saw this image of the interstates, like the highway interstates. And it said, I can't believe I've gone my entire life not realizing major interstates are in numerical order. And since we're all going to be Ubering, since we're scared of flying, I figured we should all learn this. Numerical order? Numerical. Fuck. Numerical. This is the ditzy segment of the show. Numerical order. Numerical. This is just every time I do something dumb, I'll do it in an Anna Faris voice. Ooh, I didn't realize it was supposed to be in numerical order. It goes 10, 20. I don't know how to do her voice in numbers. Ooh. So apparently, and then someone sent me the video. So I had all of these girls being like, what? No way. So we're going to learn something together today. This is the learning segment. Ditzy segment, learning segment. Listen.
Brought to you by Anna Ferris.
Brought to you by Anna Ferris. This is the ditzy. What can we call this segment? This is the Anna doesn't know. All right, well, here's a quick little video someone sent me when they said I'm an idiot for not knowing this.
First are the interstate majors, beginning with I-90 from Seattle to Boston, the longest and northernest of all the I's. Then the southernest, Jacksonville, Florida to Santa Monica, California, I-10. Interstate majors that run east-west are double digits ending in 0. The bigger, the northerner. So, filling in the rest, the next northernest is San Francisco, California to Teaneck, New Jersey, I-80, and the next southernest, Florence, South Carolina to Kent, Texas, I-20. Then Cove Fort, Utah to Baltimore, Maryland, I-70, and Little Rock, Arkansas to Fort Worth, Texas, I-30. Okay, so that one is the most minor of the majors, and it doesn't quite fit as well with the rest, with its diagonality. But I'm confident it's the lone exception and not foreshadowing. Next, Barstow, California to Wilmington, North Carolina, I-40, then I-50 and I-60, which don't exist. See, there are older highways that...
Okay. I hope everyone is like, whoa, oh my God, I didn't know that either. Or everyone's like, we all knew this. We all knew this. Wasn't there that trend going on during, I keep bringing up the quarantine, like it's literally all the time I thought, but there was that trend that was going on. This is when I learned, what was it? It was like, oh, this was a trend. I was today years old when I learned this. That's what it was. Well, as this was going on my story, then someone also brought up that not only are the interstates in numerical,
There you go.
numerical order, but that the zip codes are all on regional zip codes, which that makes sense, but I also never thought about that either. Everything is well thought out. I'd like to say good job to you guys with the numbers.
Those math whizzes, they like to keep it organized.
They did a really good job. Like, it's so good that I didn't even notice. Like, you know, when like...
I'm glad you've been appreciating it for so long.
I know, like, listen, it's like when you watch a really good stand-up, you like, just, you're like, wow, they really just segued through everything. It was so smooth. They made it look so easy. Not my stand-up. I like my stand-up to look, whoa, that was a hard transition.
Like when they say, she's so brave.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So brave to say that. Well, this is the Anna Knows Everything. Anna Knows Everything. Well, today we learned, if you didn't know, that numerical is pronounced numerical.
You know, there's some Brit probably saying, like, no, she's saying it just fine. Like, it's probably one of those words that can be said a few. Like, do you say data or data?
Data.
All right. There's someone in the UK going, you're fucking wrong.
Oh, gosh. Well, I think it's fun. Also, the bottom of the map shows that that it also goes hot dog style. This in numbers, too. That's how the video explains it if we finished it. Hot dog style from left to right. From I-5, I-15, I-25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95. Well, the more you know.
It's like it's a grid system or something, right?
It must be something like that. It's something like that. It's just scary to think all of the things that I don't know that I should know. That's the freaky thing. But I think that's the fun part of life, right? You just keep learning. Hey.
Do you ever travel to some of those cities on the road that aren't a grid system, though? Like when you go into Boston or Washington, D.C. or some of those older East Coast cities, it's not a grid system. They built to, like, prepare for any type of invasion and made it, like, purposefully a little
Really?
janked. Yeah, so a lot of circular curving roads and stuff like that. Like, no one could just, like, march straight in on stuff. It's very... all over the place. And boy, when you're on foot and it's cold and you're trying to get somewhere specific and you don't know, fuck those roads.
Wow. No invading.
Yeah.
No invading.
That's why the British couldn't win. They
Wow.
couldn't get through the streets.
I didn't know that either, obviously. Well, we're all ready for a road trip, that's for sure. It still blows my mind that anyone got around before Google Maps. I get lost with my Google Maps on. I don't know how. I think that Maps is the devil because when you have to get off of a freeway, it makes it look like it could also be merging straight or making a right. It doesn't make it clear. And then I have to make a 50-50 choice, and it's always the wrong choice. And I lose my mind.
You got to keep that Thomas guide in the car.
I know, I had one of those. That thing knew how to talk, you know? This time, I can't get around anywhere. So this week's Weekly Wiener, and if you're new here, that is a person or thing that bugs you more than it should have. This week, I am the Weekly Wiener. I am so mad at myself. I keep doing this thing that I have been telling myself to stop doing for so long. Hugging people. Just stop. Stop it. Because I go to places with tons of people, like for comedy, and then you hug one person because I think I hug out of panic. I'm a panic hugger. I don't know how to properly say hi or bye or just play it cool, so I just hug. And then it's not that I don't want to hug the person, it's then I have to hug everyone. And then I just wish I just would learn to do no hugs. Just you could do like a wave, you could do a fist bump. I'm not cool enough for that. Like a head bump. Oh, hi. You can do like a hi. I think I'd go with that. I think like that seems hi. But then it's like the hug. I was at the Comedy Store the other day and I walked in and it's like a group. I went to meet my friend that was in town from New York just to see him. But he was in a circle of like 7 people. And I knew everyone, but I wasn't as hugging close to everyone. And then I awkwardly started hugging everyone and hugging people I wasn't close to. And then I made it weird by being like, didn't want to leave you out. And then I just got awkward. And then you just stop it. Just stop it.
As someone who's received a pity, sympathy, fall off hug in a crowd once or twice, it's not something we want either. Like
no one wants it.
I'm comfortable to just like look off to the left as you pass by, and we can like 2 ships in the night on that one. Yeah,
I think the perfect middle ground is you politely make eye contact with everyone. You acknowledge everyone is there because it doesn't feel nice when like someone ignores you, or it just like, I think if you want to go polite, that eye contact and a little wave is more than enough. But the panic hug is, I do it high, I do it bye, just. And I like hugging. I like hugging my friends. Have a good solid hug, you know? But the hug everywhere is, then if you hug someone in your car, you're like, do we have to kiss? It feels like middle school or high school. Cars feel intimate. I think it's because we all lost our virginity. You're like, you're the only one. What? It wasn't a car, it was a truck. I'm not a loser.
Not giving you a ride anywhere.
Oh, it's so funny. Oh, boy. Yeah, so I just need to just stop
getting in cars and stop hugging people.
I know, but I just don't think it's ever going to stop. I don't know if I'm strong enough to stop the hugging. Do you guys want to hug? Oh, then this is my other wiener. I just have been pissing myself off lately. You know, and I have to be around myself all the time. And then when you piss yourself off, you have to stay with yourself. That's the worst part about being yourself. You're just stuck in it. So before the hugging, I was already like having a weird social anxiety day. I don't know when this has started. I think always, but I was just on one. And I was telling this funny story I heard about a comedian. And I said, I'm not going to say the name. I'm not a shit talker, but it was a funny story. So I said it to a small group of friends, but not like just a one-on-one with a close friend. More people than I would ever shit talk and say a name. Then someone goes, who was it? Which, let me tell you this. If someone is shit talking and it's not a close friend, I never ask who it is. I am the farthest from nosy in like a pushy way. I do the opposite to where like I want to be so polite that I will just change the subject. Although deep down I want to be the one that says, who is it? I just know if it was me, I wouldn't want someone pushing. So I change the subject. I think maybe I'm too polite sometimes when people think that like maybe they wanted to say. Anywho, I'm just saying it and I'm clearly not wanting to say the person's name or I would have said it. Then someone in the group goes, which comedian was it? And I was like, my panic, instead of just standing my ground and saying like what I should have done was, I don't feel comfortable saying sorry. Done. Oh my God. Wow. What a mature adult you are by knowing how to just stick to your true character. But no, I acted like a 10-year-old and I said, how about we play a game of telephone? And if it gets around, then you figured it out and you heard it from the other person. What? That was my smart way around this, was to play a game of telephone? What psychopath am I? So we play the game of telephone. I don't even like say a funny name to start it off. I just say the name. And the name was so clear. It got around the phones real quick. And everyone was like, and then their reactions were just like, oh, they were probably kidding. I just was so mad at myself. All I had to do was say no. Good news is what I said wasn't even bad at all. Those people, it doesn't matter. They're trusting, and if they said something, it's really not. I didn't say anything that bad. But it's a learning lesson for later. If someone asks you somebody's name and you know deep down you don't want to, don't cave. Don't cave like a little fucking pussy. I caved. I was so mad at myself. And I knew it instantly too, because I even said to the group after, I'm like, man, I'm going to go home and just not stop thinking about this, that I shouldn't have done that. And they're like, ah, ha, ha, ha. And I'm like, no, motherfucker. You ruined my night. Why'd you have to ask that? Don't ask people. Maybe he was the wiener. Don't ask someone the name. No, that was definitely my own fault. That was on me. I'm going to take the L for that one. Oh, gosh. Do you know when you're like mid doing something and you're like, well, guess I'm not sleeping tonight. Do you confidently shit talk or does it give you pure anxiety after?
I always think the door's right about to open or someone's going to walk right in while...
Right?
Yeah.
I always do that. I even I've joked about it on the podcast with Audrey. Like if I'm talking about someone, my phone's on Do Not Disturb. It's also on Do Not Disturb when I'm writing. So I'm not always shit talking, but like pure paranoia all the time. I think my Apple Watch is listening to everything I'm saying.
My anxiety is editing and doing people's podcasts where they talk a bunch of shit while we're rolling and then are like, cut that out. And then 10 minutes later do more and then are like, cut that out.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like, cool. I miss one of these. What's the repercussions here?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Well, this one's about me, so cut that out, please. Please cut that out. But that is a big one. Oh, my God.
It's like, am I going to ruin a friendship because I accidentally shared you talking shit about somebody?
Yeah. Ooh. When I was a waitress, they called them weed dreams, not weeded dreams. Dreams while you're in the weeds, which means you're doing your job very, very poorly.
Definitely thought you meant high.
I know, not high. It just, that means that you have like too many tables and you can't keep up and you're just drowning in the weeds. But I would have like dreams that you'd forget about a table or like someone would ask for ranch and you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I forgot to give them the ranch. That is a stressful job. Respect your wait staff.
Do you ever have the, oh, I never graduated dream? That's a common one that a lot of people have. Like,
no.
Yeah. A bunch of people have this weird dream of like, oh, I didn't graduate and get my diploma and I have to go back to school. Or I didn't get one credit after like Like this type of
Oh,
like, oh, I have to go back through all that moment or something again.
I
Apparently it's a
really,
common one.
I've never heard that one. I'm surprised I don't have that one. I think I'm just so happy I graduated that I'm like, let's just let that settle and just appreciate that. So that's my weekly wiener, is myself and doing two things I know I don't like doing and doing them hardcore too. Well, you live and you learn. So
We could also complain about the LA power grid too, because we're recording this at 9 instead of 4 because we sat in a dark office for 3 hours.
yeah, I came in hot. I was like, this is episode 1. I was like jamming out and I was like, I'm gonna get pumped up energy. This is a big deal. And then we sat here in the dark for hours. So I'm here, we're doing it, and I hope it's as good as I wanted it to originally be. I don't know. So I am so happy that all of the holidays are done. It was a lot because then there's Valentine's Day, and then it doesn't end for me, the holiday season, until February 18th because that's my boyfriend's birthday. So we have Valentine's Day on the 14th. His birthday just passed on the 18th, and now I can finally breathe, which at first I was like counting down the days for these all to be done, and now I'm like, it's kind of nice because like on his birthday, we like took the whole day off. It was like a holiday. We did all of the activities. We went golfing, bowling. What did we do? Golfing, bowling, dinner. I did everything. Cake, all of the fun things, and got to hang out with friends. And I was like, why do we only see friends and do fun activities when it's a birthday? I was like, that's so sad. We need to get people together more. But we always say those things and we don't. But Valentine's Day, I had 2 people ask, when are we going to have kids? I'm like, yo, you're all skipping a step. We're not even engaged. Do you just hit an age where they're like, well, they've passed the marriage part. Let's just hope she gets knocked up, you know? What? When are you going to have kids? Why is this not in order? Weird. I actually felt really bad about this after. Yeah, gosh, I always I just wish I need to be more listen to my gut. So I was at the dollar store picking out a Valentine's Day card because I'm a really good girlfriend. And there was the perfect card. It was like roller coaster through life. We don't know what's going to happen, like up through the ups and downs. At least we're in it together kind of thing. And oh my God, it's perfect. We're both comedians. We have lots of downs and little ups, you know, it's a roller coaster. You hope it's a roller coaster. A lot of comedians, it's just a drop of fear and never goes back up. It's a drop of fear where people's legs get chopped off at the end, you know, and it just crashes. Have you seen those videos? But it was a sweet card. But the front of the card said, to my husband, my Valentine. So the first time I was there, it was to get the Valentine's Day decorations for the podcast. And I didn't realize it said my husband until I was in line. And I didn't have time. And the dollar store lines are insane. It's popping out here. So I just put the card in the bubble gum, and I said, leave it. I can't buy a husband card. Then I'm like, that card was perfect and just the right price. So I went back like a week later and I got the Valentine's Day card that said my husband, my Valentine. And then with a permanent marker, it's so bad. What was I thinking? I crossed out my husband. And it just said, to my Valentine. I thought it's so, cross it out. It's funny. Or not funny. And I said to him, they don't make boyfriend cards. And I wasn't even trying to make like a jab or like anything of like propose. It was nothing like that. I really just liked the card. But then now we have a nice counter with his birthday and Valentine's Day cards. And there's just a card that has a giant X in it over husband. And I'm like, that's not nice. If anything, I should have just left the husband part and not crossed it out. I didn't even think about that until I saw the X over it. And then I always try to think about if the position was opposite. Like, if he got me a card.
To my not wife.
Yeah, that just says, to my wife, to my Valentine. And wife is just crossed out in a black permanent marker. A thick ass.
Don't get any ideas, Mandy. Yeah.
Oh my God. But it was too late. And I didn't even say anything to him after because I was so embarrassed that once again, I'm the wiener. I just need to think. But thinking is so much work. You know, we can't always be thinking. We can't be always going in numerical order. You know what I mean? Woo! So another thing I did that I regret, which turned out fine, was I thought for his birthday, I would get him an iPad because I have an iPad that he bought me for Christmas 2 years ago. And when we travel for comedy, he's always on his phone. And it's always falling down. And then his phone's dead by the time we land. And I'm just like living it up on my iPad, you know. And I was like, I'll get him an iPad. And then I looked up and I was like, iPads are so expensive. So then I went to Best Buy looking at iPads and it popped up, oh, you can get a refurbished iPad for like $150 cheaper. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. So I got it. And then I put it under my bed, and then it said, you can't return after 30 days. I bought this so early that it was like he got it way after the 30 days. He opens it, which I didn't look at it until he opened it for his birthday. He opened his refurbished iPad, not in an Apple box, not even with an Apple charger. It just has some like used long random charger attached to it. And I just felt so cheap. So he's got a crossed out husband Valentine's Day card. A used iPad with a shitty charger. And I'm like, should I have just spent the extra $150? But no, that's a big difference. That's like so much more. So once again, I was like, I just felt like a cheap ass. Yeah, it doesn't come with Apple Care. I think it has like 90 days coverage or something. An Apple charger is $20. $15. Best Buy, you couldn't even hook it up with the real charger. And he was so sweet. He was like, well, at least this charger's nice and long. You know, it's longer than the Apple charger. That was nice. But I don't know. I almost got him a chain, like a necklace. Because he said a few times, like, I think I'm ready for a chain. You know, he was like, he was taking feelers because the chain is a big step, getting a chain. So I was doing Reddit research, you know, where we all learn about other people. And I decided like what length and thickness of a chain that's normal for a guy that's not a chain guy. You want a chain that just blends in. And I found a really nice chain. And I said, okay, I'm going to get this for him. But then I thought, I don't want to fuck a guy in a chain. Like, a chain under the shirt, that's okay. Over the shirt, okay. A chain no shirt? No one wants to fuck a guy with a chain. Oh, just the thought of it grosses me out.
If you're not a rapper or professional athlete, chains over the shirt, what are we doing?
You have to be baseball players love the chain. Yeah, baseball player, rapper.
Athlete, yeah, football, all
yeah.
of them, yeah. Athlete, a rapper, but there's the little guy who works here who walks in a chain some days, old Christian. Big Cuban links that his brother bought him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steer away.
I don't want to fuck a guy in a chain. And I thought, there's no way he's going to, I'm like, babe, you want to have sex? And I'm like, take your clothes off. And he's like, take your clothes off. And I'm like, but wait, take that fucking chain off because this ain't happening, buddy. It just hit you in the face. I'm going to get a black eye from a chain. It's just a turn off. I don't know. There's no way it wouldn't hit you because, of course, the guy's on top. What? We're mermaids. And I don't want it. So he didn't get the chain and he got a used iPad instead. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I don't know. I also noticed this new thing on Amazon. By the way, I'm addicted to buying things on Amazon. And it's not like I'm like spending money. I just buy everything I need on Amazon. Like my face wash, hair ties, my face wipes, socks. Any little thing I would just go to the store, I'll just get it on Amazon. But I was looking up presents it was for Valentine's Day for him. And these presents, there's too much. There's this new thing on Amazon where it shows, if you look under the reviews, it shows frequently returned item. Let me see. Frequently returned item. Indicates that a product has a higher than average return rate. The label is intended to help customers make more informed decisions and avoid low quality products. Like, they're trying to stop us from buying their own thing. That's like a drug dealer being like, you don't want this shit. This shit sucks. You think that they would just want your money. But I was thinking maybe it's because Amazon now, like everyone's using Amazon just to return shit. And the cost to return the items is more than Amazon's commission or whatever. It's not like an Amazon Basics product. It's an outside seller. But I thought that was a interesting warning. Like if that was my product, I wouldn't want a frequently returned. That's like, imagine a dating app. It's like frequently no second dates. You don't want to see that. You'll just not go on the first date. It's not worth your time.
What if that was a dating app metric you were able to program after? Like, did you ever go on a second date with this person?
Yeah.
No? Ooh,
that would be helpful. And then below, we could say why. Why did you not go on a second date? Basically, yeah, just reviews for dates. Because maybe some people's complaints aren't bad to other people. Like one of the items I bought, it was like, oh, it makes too much noise. It's too loud. I got it. Not too loud at all. That was actually about a guy, but also an item. Guys,
too loud. Get a new one.
Guys that make a lot of noise when they come, stop. Just stop. Even if that is something that you organically do. Like I'm a loud sneezer, I know. But like if you're just oh God, don't make a lot of noise when you come. Men. No woman wants it.
No auga?
No, I can't do it. Aruga. No. Let us know you came, and then just like, if you are a guy that makes a lot of noise, just put a muzzle in your mouth. Do whatever it takes to not do that. Also, another thing that needs to stop, choking. Don't stop the choking, but if you're with a guy that could only come when he's choking you, I think that there's something wrong with him.
I've never heard of one dude in his life ever say that was his thing. I've only heard the other side of dudes saying like, there's this chick who wants me to choke her and it fucking terrifies me. I hate it.
Really?
Oh, God, yeah. Like, why would you want to pretend to do something that you could get in a ton of fucking trouble for?
I guess it does make more sense that way. But a lot of guys, the choking is like the easiest way, like the most like, I think like basic.
They just had one girl who told them how much it meant to them, and now they're like, I'm just going to do this to girls, and they're going to love it. But and then every other girl's faked it and been like, yeah, this is great.
Exactly.
And they're just like, they love it.
Not a frequently returned item, for sure.
That's a kink that just came up pretty recently. That and feet, I think, are things that came up since the internet got a little too ahead of itself.
Yeah, I think feet and choking are the most basic kinks that people who aren't that kinky can get the kink on with.
Yeah, like, I'm a freak, look what I do.
Yeah, they want to feel like they're not like boring in bed. If you say you choke someone and you like feet, we still think you're boring in bed.
I think you're weird. Back to that not washing belly button judgment.
Oh, yeah, I told you that. Oh, no. Well, Too
Know
late.
where Mandy likes to finish.
Yep, right in the old belly button. I call that my cum jacuzzi. It's where I make babies die. Okay.
Cum koozie.
Cum koozie. I actually sell cunt koozies at my stand-up shows. So maybe I'll make cum koozies too.
It's just a belly button piercing that looks like a life preserver.
Oh my God, it's so cute. I want my belly button pierced now. I can't have a belly button ring. I won't clean it. We can't do that. That shit will definitely get infected. Ew. Okay, so I'm late to the game. I finally maybe 3 seasons ago got into the show Love is Blind. Everyone was raving about it forever. I watched one season. I think it was like the British season or something. I hated it but couldn't stop watching it. Anyways, long story short, I'm into it. The Bachelor was my old thing. That show is awful now, so I needed another trash show to watch. And it's called Love is Blind, but I think it's BS because everyone is just equally unattractive. It's just like a 6 on a 6 or a 7 on a 7 or a 4 on a 4. There's no Love is Blind. Give me a 10 and a 2. I want the hottest girl ever, or let's say a hottest guy ever, and then just a troll. Are you allowed to say troll? Is that okay?
You know, Ray Charles used to be able to tell if women were hot or skinny by shaking their hands, and then you feel their wrists.
Oh my God. Did Ray Charles do it a lot?
Ray Charles got his.
Wow.
Yeah.
But love was not blind for Ray Charles.
He had a type, I think.
Wow. Small wrists. Uh-oh. I think I've got decent wrists. I like to crack my wrists. Yeah, so I think the show, it's they say Love is Blind, but they're all equally on the same. When they cast, they have a number they're looking for. I think they're 6s. I think it's a group of 6s. I think we're all mostly 6s. Then they just put them in, and they don't want anyone to be too upset, when they see the reveal, although we have seen that. But I can't stop watching it. They, with their editing, they only get a few people into the camera, a few, probably 4 couples, 5 couples, but there's 20 girls in the pod, 20 guys. And I'm just thinking about all of the people who are working it to the camera that whole time, thinking I'm going to be a star, and they get 0 airtime. They're just in these pods oh my God, I like the beach. My family's fucked up, and getting all emotional and being all cute and all of this, getting dressed up. They get dressed up. If I'm dating off camera, why am I getting dressed up? Put your makeup on, whatever, make your face look cute, and wear scrubs. These bitches are in heels. They're in heels for a guy that they will never see.
And he won't see their heels.
He can't see the heels. I guess they just want to look cute for TV, but take advantage. Take advantage of that. So yeah, all these poor people are just wearing heels, not getting any dates, not getting airtime. I was thinking, I've watched these weird shows, and I couldn't remember the names of it. So before Love is Blind, there was this show. This one was in, I guess there's 4 seasons. It says 2003. There was a show called The Average Joe. Do you remember that show?
Oh, yes.
So Average Joe, a gorgeous lady, is cast as a bachelorette to find her dream man. When suitors arrive, she finds that they are just average-looking guys, not handsome hard bodies as she was hoping. But as she gets to know the average fellas, a new group of studs brought in to change the complexity of the game. Oh, now that is fun. That's Love is Blind. That's the challenge. Do you get to choose the cute guy? I mean, the non-attractive guy that you got to know and love for who he is when that was the only option? Or you're going to push him aside the second a hottie comes in? That's kind of what happens on Love is Blind when they get to show the other people that were in the pods that they didn't choose. They're like, fuck. I went with the 6. I could have gone with the 7.
God, there's some other reality show that I thought was called Average Joe or something
Oh, I got
like
it for you.
too.
It's already here.
All
Are you
right.
thinking Joe Millionaire? That was the other one. A reality dating show where this one is messed up. Okay. A reality dating show where a man's millionaire status was kept secret from contestants was called Joe Millionaire, which aired on Fox. The women competing for his love were unaware that he was not actually a millionaire, but a regular guy. They lied. They lied and said he was a millionaire, and he wasn't. That is so messed up. It says the main twist was that the bachelor was not a millionaire, but a working class man. The women competed for the chance to win the heart of a wealthy man, believing he was a millionaire. The show generated controversy due to the deception involved in not revealing the bachelor's true financial status to the contestants.
Crazy one.
Right?
Catfishing on a whole different level.
Holy shit. And how can you trust this guy after he's just lied to you about a very important thing?
There was another one that I was confusing it with. It was called the Joe Schmo Show.
Oh, they all have Joe in it.
Yeah, because if you hear a show with Joe in it and it's a reality thing, there's going to be some prank or twist or whatever. But the guy who is the Joe in it or whatever, he thought he was on a reality TV show, but everyone else around him was acting, and it was all fake and set up, and he was the only person there, like, treating everything if it was real. Yeah.
Was it a dating show?
No, it was like a everyone in a house type contestant, but it did have bachelor stuff in one of the shows. Like, yeah, it was a lot of different stuff like that, but everything was set up to be like a bit and just keep putting this guy through shit.
Oh, didn't they just redo one like that with a court case? There was a new one.
That was a TV show that they did that was like that, where a guy thought he was on real jury duty.
It's Jury Duty.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, Michael Madsen or someone, or I'm not sure if it was him. It might not have been Mike. It was some other guy. James Marsden, I think. Anyways, he comes in, and that's the one person the guy can tell is like an actor, and is like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm on jury duty too. It's crazy." Yeah. And so these guys like become friends, and he doesn't realize the whole thing's all fake.
All a lie.
Yeah.
It's like a real Truman Show.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Jeez.
But the Joe Schmo Show was very Truman Show-ish. Yeah.
Jeez, the average Joe Schmo. Oh, and Joe the Millionaire, Average Joe Schmo. Craziness.
Oh yeah.
None of these shows lasted. But
2 or 3 seasons.
Love is Blind, the most boring show I've ever watched that I can't stop watching. Every episode, I'm like, this is so boring. And they're not even going to end up together. Like, it's just, ugh. They just show people who have never dated. Like, they don't know how to date. How about we get people who have been in long-term relationships? This one guy was like, my last relationship was 10 years ago. What, you had a high school girlfriend for a month? You're not old. 10 years ago was your last. You've never had a relationship then, if your last one is 10 years ago. So we're just watching kids basically try to be an adult. How about we watch all of these dating shows? Why don't we get people who are like been through it, know what they want? Let's do that. Let's do that. Or
because some of us are 40 and still don't get or know what we want or relationship.
Figure it out.
I'm sorry, I'm trying.
Figure it out. Our eggs are all dying. That's the funny thing too, is like you're watching these people on Love is Blind. Like I watch it with my boyfriend, and like you just like watch these people just like do everything in a week, and every couple's just like talking mad shit. I think it's the most fun to watch these shows with your spouse. You just talk shit about the things like they don't know what they're doing. We would never do that. We're so much better than them.
I think some of the most popular television shows are couples hate watching stuff, though.
It is. It's fun.
Like, you hate the same thing together.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. There's husbands at home that hate everything about The Bachelor who are watching it with their wives just to be like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I know.
It's nice. I'm not like a big reality TV show. I love Big Brother. That's my favorite. But it is. Sometimes you just don't want to think. You don't want to think. So we have, we've made it to the Misery Loves Company segment, which means we're at the end of the video. We did it. You made it. Hope you've enjoyed just Mike and I so far. Mike and me, myself, and my belly button. And Mike. That's the name of this episode. Me, myself, my belly button, and Mike. So we've got 2 Misery Loves Companies. We have one submission story, and then we're going to end on a video because Misery Loves Company social. We're workshopping. Social media, Misery Loves Company, Misery Loves social media, Misery Loves reels. Let's start with a submission. All right, for the first submission, okay. All right, so our submission is from someone with no name, anonymous. Inspired by your podcast, I thought, hey, why not give it a try, ChatGPT. AI is everything these days. There I was. Okay, so if you didn't hear this episode, there was an episode where I said that ChatGPT is my therapist, which it is. So affordable, highly recommend. Okay, AI is everything these days. There I was pouring out my woes and utterly impressed with the responses it was giving me. Like, wow, this is worth the $20 a month. Okay, this person paid for the upgrade at ChatGPT. Still cheaper than a therapist. Now, with this newfound courage and building rapport with my new AI therapist, I went even deeper. I was sitting there on the couch with a beer in my hand, waiting to hear this insightful response, just to have it give me the suicide hotline number. So much for $20 a month. Wow. Well, did you call? I haven't gotten ChatGPT to say that yet. That's really, I want to say it's funny, but I'm scared to say it's funny. I hope you're okay. I think maybe ChatGPT can only go so far. I'd
like to see the printed transcript of the conversation you had with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I bet it's a little too personal.
Yeah, I want to know what caused it to say that. What was the dark thought to lead it to say that? So much for $20 a month. Huh.
She just read it Creed lyrics. Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge. And I'm thinking.
You're like, no, it's a song. It's a song. Your email's now banned from ChatGPT. You're like, shit, Creed always ruins everything. Well, I'm so sorry. My therapist advice didn't work for you. Maybe you have a better insurance than me and can go see somebody in person. Or call the suicide hotline number. Who knows? Maybe they're open to chat.
Even if you're not that close to suicide, I mean, sometimes the people on that line just need a win.
That's
Give them
true.
an easy one. Like, lob it in there. Nice little softball. Let them hit a home run like they saved someone's day.
That's really true. That's a funny thought. Like, that suicide hotline, people going home at the end of the day, talking to their partner, and like, how was work today? I wonder if they sign NDAs or if they're allowed to talk about their day like a therapist isn't supposed to. You know, therapists talk to their spouses about their insane clients. There's no way.
There's been therapists who have came on plenty of these podcasts and stuff and just not said names. And I'm just like, girl, you're talking some stories that sound personal.
Really?
Yeah, you're just like, as soon as people have a camera and some shit in front of them, it's like, hey, whoa.
If I heard my therapist on a podcast, not even talking about me, just on a podcast, not the therapist for me. When I could afford it, my therapist, she said that she doesn't even watch the news because she doesn't do any outside stuff because she keeps all the space open for her clients. That's the therapist you want. You don't want one that is on a camera. That's my personal opinion. I want an off-camera therapist. But yeah, they're talking shit.
Yeah, therapist influencers. Avoid that.
Yeah. Oh, what is the when everyone loses their mind, what do they call themselves? Not a therapist, like I knew 2 people that did it, and then Sarah Silverman had such a funny joke. She nailed it on the head of like a spiritual worker or a life coach.
Yeah.
The life coach is the social media therapist.
I'm a healer. I'm a worker.
Yeah, healer, a life coach, any of those things. Stay away. Well, thank you for sending in that story. It's pretty funny. I'm sure you're fine. You sent it in. If you need me, comment below. Also, you guys send in yours. But before we go, we're going to do a Misery Loves Company video. Bum, bum, bum. I'm just scared. There's a red trash can. Oh, is that real or do you think this is AI?
Tell the audio-only people what they're seeing.
Oh, I'm so sorry. There's a bull that got loose, and it is out of this bleacher. It jumped into the bleachers, and now is outside just attacking everything red. You don't really realize how many people, like a bullfighting pit. How would you explain that? A bullfighting pit? A bullfighting bull.
Bull ring.
A bull ring. There's a bull ring, and the bull is out of the ring and just attacking people.
Yeah, it's not a good day when the bull ain't in the ring.
Not a good day. My mom would always say that. Look at all the red things. You don't realize how much red. The tent's red. The trash cans are red.
Bad day to be a bud.
Yeah. If you're also at a bull ring, let's have some precautions, and as an audience member, don't wear red. Don't have red trash cans. What did they say? Bull gets loose at rodeo, Sisters, Oregon. Is this video too dark? I think everyone was okay. That's a Misery Loves Mandy for suicide hotline and people getting just trashed by a bull. Just fun things for a comedy podcast,
So tell us about the live event you went to and got injured at in the comments below.
Yeah, is there any kind of thing that just went out of the ring?
I remember we'll have to find it online on a different show. Someone went to a carnival and got on one of those just crazy cheap carny rides. And there's the big swing and everything, and it couldn't slow down and had too much momentum, and it was gonna tip over. And then 50 people all got out and started holding it down as it slowed down.
My God!
So it wouldn't tip.
And it worked? They saved the day?
It worked, but if it wasn't for the first guy realizing we have to hold this down, then all the people who originally ran away came running back to help.
Oh,
if it wasn't for that guy, those people would have been fuck city.
See, these are the videos I'm trying to find here. The ones where there's a fun ending. Someone saved the day, something bad was gonna happen, and then it didn't. When I just showed you a guy getting attacked by a bull. Oh, hero, that's a keyword.
Do know the kindness of strangers and neighbors who jumped in to help likely saved a lot of lives. It's the horrifying moment this carnival ride swings out of control at a festival in Michigan.
You've got to be kidding me.
You can see the massive pendulum attraction holding nearly a dozen passengers, tipping back and forth. At one point, the base of the ride nearly lifted off the ground.
Oh.
Yeah, nope, not for me.
I've never seen anything shake like that. I've been on that type of ride before, and
I've been on one of those.
It's a lot more violent. It seems a little more shaky.
The incident happening on an attraction called the Magic Carpet Ride at the annual National Cherry
And
Festival.
every cheap carnival has one of these.
Yeah,
the
I know.
Pharaoh boat.
It's a classic.
Yeah. Gives you the old upsies in the stomach.
My family calls that a butt pucker.
Oh.
This is not happening. It was to the point where the base of it was leaning way back, and I was like, that looks like it's about to fall back into the river right now. It was just.
Man, there's a river behind him.
Oh,
God.
my God.
Or something like this.
Well, The hero saved the day. Thank God. I would have never noticed the ground was lifting, or if it was lifting off the ground a little bit, I would have just thought like that's normal.
I bet it was loud. I bet every time the thing
yeah.
went and it picked up a few feet and then came back and slammed back down. I mean, that's probably thousands of pounds lifting up and crunching down and lifting up and crunching down.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, a couple people were, oh my God.
Oh my God, just terrifying. Yeah. Okay, well, that was it. Please check out the Patreon for more. I appreciate you guys so much. Like and subscribe if you didn't already, and we will see you next week. Bye.